As we start heading back into Moria, for those on legendary servers, or those just returning to the game after a while, you might be asking, what are legendary items? Legendary items are typically a weapon and a non-offensive item for each class. Some classes, like the Hunter, however, end up with 2 offensive weapons. In this case, a bow and a sword. These items are adjustable depending on your knowledge of the game, your class, your build, the goals you're trying to achieve, whether you're trying to do the most healing, DPS, single target damage, damage over time, etc. Of course, within the realm of LOTRO, some answers or some choices are obviously correct and some are obviously not, whereas others might not be so obvious. In any case, when you go to work on building your legendary item, you need to come to Elrond's last homely house and enter the word horde of Gobotham, or however it's said. Once inside, you'll be able to see that there are a number of clickable NPCs on the walls, right? These are specific to each class. You'll also see that there is a legendary weapon and class items NPC. And you'll see a secondary room that has some other traceries that you can get. The breakdown of a legendary item works like this. Essentially, you have a number of different slots on the item that you fill in with adjustable traceries. The breakdown of the traceries on the legendary items works like this. At the top, you'll have a heraldry. This will give you some big stats in your main stat, vitality and physical or tactical mastery or outgoing healing, something of that sort. Next, you'll have a word of power. These kinds of things give you like crit or range or mitigation or plus targets, that sort of thing. Then after that, you'll have your words of mastery. The words of mastery are specific to your class. And then last, of course, you'll have your word of craft. And your word of craft is usually a kind of set bonus. When you equip one on each item of the same type, they'll share a set bonus, and then eventually when you get high enough level, you'll have 4, and it'll be an extra step in that set bonus. When you first obtain a legendary item, it will look something like this. It'll only have a few slots open to you, and you won't even have all the types of slots open. As you level up, you'll be able to either go to this lady here and open the legendary item reforge and reforge your item, or you'll be able to open up your VIP options and reforge from there. What will happen is, as you hit certain points in your leveling up process, you'll gain more slots on your item. In order to barter for your traceries, you need the currency Ancient Script, and if you're bartering for something that's blue, or otherwise known as teal, or gold, or otherwise known as orange, then you will have to use a token that's specific to that tier of tracery. So in here we have the garbage ones that are just lowest tier heraldries. You don't really want to go for those. If you want to go for something, you want to go to rare, and that'll be the base level that you'll buy your things at. If you have the ability to barter for blue or gold, then you can go to the blue in comparables or the rare golds. As you can see, there's a difference, a little bit of a difference between the different tiers, as well as the cost and the amount you can sell these items back for or deconstruct them for. And this remains a consistent theme throughout the game. Different level caps will require you to sort of reset your legendary item to eradicate or replace the previous traceries with more current ones, but the types of traceries do not really change. There are no limits to the amount of legendary items you can have, so you can work on building all sorts of ones for testing your DPS or otherwise rotations, ones for different circumstances or different team makeups or whatever else. Essentially every trait line you'll have will have a different set of legendary items. You can gain those legendary items from this NPC here, or a few other sort of purchasable options through the LOTRO store or expansion packs. But in order to obtain the ancient script, it's very easy. You just go through dungeons that have, or instances that have traceries like school or library, and you just deconstruct them in order to gain ancient script. Part of upgrading your legendary items includes tiering up each of the traceries themselves. So what you do is you open up your character panel here, you drag your weapon into the slot here, and then you scroll down to where you can see one of the items has less than the maximum number here. Alright, so 126 out of 200. And then what you would do is you would drag your enhancement runes over the top like this, and then you can adjust how many you're going to use on that item, just like that. You can get these enhancement runes from this NPC here, and you can actually buy ones for higher levels as well, or you can get them just the same way that you would get normal traceries. And so that's either from doing dungeons that drop them, or instances that drop them, quests that might give you them, deeds that might give you some, mission quests, and of course the easiest and most effective method would be the reward track. In order for you to gain access to the reward track and gain access to the legendary items system, you need to get the deed Seeker of Deep Places completed. In order to do that, you need to begin the Moria introduction quest line that begins just outside Moria in Ekedunnan in Eregion. At that point, you then restart your game. When you've restarted your game, you come back in, and then you'll be able to press Shift I and open up your reward track. With your reward track, you'll see here that you have 101 levels of it. When you reach 101 levels, you'll have unlocked absolutely everything that you can unlock here the one time. But until the reward track ends and is restarted for the next reward track, giving it its own unique rewards, you'll be able to continually get level 101 boxes. Each one of these boxes will have certain chances to get random things, including the best tier, the gold or the orange traceries and tracery tokens. And that's about it. Enjoy the grind.